I'm guided to talk about today forgiveness. I talk about forgiveness in quite a bit of my videos, my previous videos, but I'd like to put some context to what I'm really talking about in regards to forgiveness. Now, forgiveness for me comes from a space of understanding and understanding people and seeing people beyond their actions. It is very hard for me and undoable at this point to hate anyone or to foster resentment. And I'll explain. This in no way means that there is a perfection to it. Because as I've said once and I'll say continuously, I'm not perfect. Only God is perfect. But because I understand that a person is much more than their actions, and what we see as their actions and reactions are just the top of the iceberg of what is really happening. Let me explain. I see people as, and this might come across as weird, and that's fine. It is what it is. But I'm going to try and describe it as best as I can. I see people as children, traumatized, unhealed children walking around in adult bodies. That's the best way I can explain at this time how I see people. And because I understand that we all have lived lives, and what I mean by that, let me try and make sense of what I just said. What I mean by lived lives, we've all went through things in our childhood, our teenage years, straight through our lives that has impacted our actions and reactions, and in general. And because I see people in this light, I understand why they do the things they do, where it's coming from, and I am unable to hate someone because I see beyond the surface. That does not, and I want to be clear, my understanding of someone's behavior does not justify their behavior in any way. I'm not giving them a pass by understanding their behavior. But because I do understand that it goes deeper than just their actions, that I am able to separate someone's actions from the person, then I can treat it as such. You see, I see people in a particular light, and it is a gift, but yet still it can be stressful. And God, you understand, because it's you give me the gift, okay? I see what people try to hide. And let me try and put some context to it. Okay, I see beyond the mask. And sometimes when you have the ability to see beyond the masks, you see a lot that you don't want to see. But it is a gift because that comes with God's discernment. When you have great discernment, and you apply it to every situation that you come in contact with. But it can be stressful because when you see beyond what people are trying to create, the narrative that they're trying to create, the painting that they have painted and think that there are no cracks. And you see beyond that, it can be a lot sometimes to take in. But it's a gift. Because with this gift, you understand others, you know, and you understand why they are the way they are. It's kind of like taking the red pill. Yes, God, I said it. It's kind of taking the red pill. And once you take the red pill, you can't untake the red pill, and you can't force others to take the red pill. With the understanding that I am blessed with from God, I have empathy. I have immense empathy. The kind of empathy that Carl Rogers talks about. You know, like, I am able to not only understand someone's emotions, feelings, but I feel for them. And it's kind of weird, but I can do this and have no judgment. In other words, I don't have to agree with your actions. I don't have to say, oh yeah, your action, what you did was right. I can disagree with your actions to the hilt, but I still can understand why you did it. And that does not justify your actions. That does not mean that you should not handle it better to have a better outcome next time. But I do understand why you acted in the way you did. When an adult is triggered, I notice it's like they go back to that space where they had that particular feeling. Like they reverted into that child that was never validated by their parents. They revert into that child who wanted to spend time with their parent, but the parent never had time for them. They revert back into that child who felt bullied by those around them. Like, listen, our childhood has so much influence in how we see the world, we see each other, we treat each other. And it is up to us to heal. And it's a journey, but get to know yourself. Take your time, one step at a time, and try to heal. You know, do what you need to do to become the best version of yourself. You have power only over yourself and what you do, your reactions, your actions. So you are not here to save anyone. Support, yes. Save, no. You have to learn. I have learned to meet people where they're at. And I pray for you, and I pray for everyone, and pray for their clarity. But you can never self-abandon. You can never bring a horse to the water and force the horse to drink. The horse has to understand and see the value of drinking the water and do that themselves. You know, you can support the horse and guide it to the water, but you can't drink it for the horse. You can't force the horse. And that goes with human beings, your fellow brothers and sisters. And what I mean by that, fellow brothers and sisters in God, because we're all interconnected, all children of God. You know, so you can't save nobody. You can't. All you're going to do is end up drowning. That's all you're going to do, because if the person is not ready, they're just not ready. And who are you to feel that you are here to save someone? Who are you to dictate to someone how they should live and the avenue they should take? That's not for you to do. Okay? What you need to do is to find your way find what you are here to do on this planet for God. You should not be dictating to others what they need to do. You share information and you learn from others, and you share what you have experienced. It might help someone else, and what you're guided to share. But you cannot force anyone to be anything that they don't want to be. And once you understand that, it becomes easier for you. Your existence on this planet becomes easier because you realize that you're here in a supporting role. You're not here to force anyone to do anything. You're not. You have to check yourself, okay? Think about why you do what you do. Are you doing it because you're trying to fulfill some empty space within you that you have not acknowledged? Are you trying to be a hero? Cause y'all go draw a zero. You're going to draw a zero. Okay? Why do you do what you do? Because if you have a savior complex, all you're doing is setting up yourself for pain, for hurt, for disappointment. Because the only savior around here is God. We are here. I am here to support. I can't save anybody. I'm here to exchange information and to learn and to share what I'm guided to share. But saving someone, I can't do that. I'll pray for you, and I'll pray for clarity for you and for protection for you. But you have to look to God yourself. You have to come to God yourself and look to God for guidance. God is here for all of us. God ain't lost. You lost. Like, human beings on a whole may be lost, but God ain't lost. God is where he has always been, right there, waiting for us to come and ask for his assistance. Please forgive. Please. Forgive those who have trespassed against you. And let me tell you why. You sitting down there, having them up in your heart, resentment, hate, wishing anything negative on anyone, all of that is just centered right back to you. What you put out there is what you get back. Is what you sow is what you reap. What you sow is what you reap. You don't plant roses and expect to get daisies. That's not how it works. So you got to forgive others. And there's a misunderstanding out there, misconception that when you forgive someone, you're forgiving them, you're doing them a favor. You ain't doing nobody no favor. When you forgive someone, yes, they may benefit because the air is clear. It's the energy is high and clean when you forgive because that's of God. But you're forgiving for yourself. You're doing yourself the honor of not carrying around baggage. You're releasing that baggage. It might not show as a physical baggage on you. Sometimes it can be physical, where you're probably there's back pain, headaches, etc. because of all this baggage that you're carrying. Release the baggage. Release the baggage. You're not hurting nobody but yourself. Forgive. Forgive. We walk around here, at least I walk around here asking for forgiveness so much time I don't even remember. Sometimes I go and I say, God, it's me again, my father. Yeah. Excuse me. God, it's me again, my father, I did say I wasn't going to do that thing, and I really tried, God, but I fault again. Please forgive me. And God said, you know, I'm going to forgive you, but you need to try harder. And I say, yeah, true. Because forgiveness does not mean that you're giving the person behavior a pass, or it crosses out their behavior, or you agree or enabling their behavior. No. No. What forgiveness is that of God within you that says, okay, they did something that wronged me, and I am capable, as God has extended his forgiveness to me, I'm extending forgiveness to the person. And I'm going to let it go. I'm not going to make it live and dwell and blossom inside of me. And when I see the person, I cut my eye. No. If someone does something and you don't like it, talk to them about it. Have an honest conversation, but make sure when you're having a conversation, your intent is not to a get back or a payback or to show say you're smart, or no, it should be pure. I am talking to you because I want clarity, because I want to be on the same page, or at least have an understanding. We don't have to agree. We can agree to disagree, but no hard feelings. Have the conversation with a pure heart, but don't sit and let it fester. Don't do that. It benefits nobody. Let go the baggage. You carrying around all this baggage. I don't like this person. I don't like this person. This person did me that 50 years ago. All right. The person who did you that 50 years ago probably don't even remember you. Don't even remember your name. You don't exist in a freedom world. But you're here carrying around this baggage on your back, and it just accumulates, and you're not getting rid of it. Let it go. Forgive them and move on. Pray for clarity for them and move on. I understand one of the hardest actions or reactions of someone to forgive is one that was deliberately done. Like the person think about it and say, you know what? I'm going to do this to hurt this person. It's very difficult to forgive the person because you know that there's no way that this person was not aware of what they were doing when they were doing it. So you're saying, so why I must forgive them? They chose it. Yeah, but you choosing to poison yourself though. It's like you taking poison and looking over to the person who hurt you and say, may I hurt them? No, you're not. You're hurting yourself alone. You are the one who's taking it in your body. You're the one who is carrying around this baggage. You know, it is difficult to forgive certain indiscretions, certain things that people do to you. But guess what? You carrying it around has no benefit. What you do, you extract the lesson from the experience and you carry the lesson with you. So when you get into another situation that may be similar or may come up that makes you feel like, if this is familiar, you use that lesson that you learn, you apply it along the way, but you extract the message and you throw away all the excess that is not beneficial to you. You know, it's like straining some coconuts to get coconut milk. When you know, you know. You see, sometimes you're carrying around baggage, years of baggage. And every morsel of your being telling you that this is not good. You need to let it go. But you're stubborn. You're stubborn and you hang on to the rope And no matter how the rope tear your hand middle, tearing out your hand middle, you're still holding on to the rope. And no, I'm not letting go. Until God have to step in. And once God step in and tell you to let go of that rope, you have no choice. And a lot of times that come with devastating changes in your life. But it's for your best. Because guess what? Growth, as I've said several times, don't come in them comfortable spots of your life where everything does run smoothly. It comes when the tower fall. And you're like, whoa. God, what's going on here? What's this? And God just look at you and say, I tried the easy way. I talk to you over and over again, but you're going on like you don't understand what I'm saying. So now, I break down everything to ashes. And you, my daughter, are going to come out like a phoenix through the ashes. Because you know you stubborn and you don't listen sometimes. So here you go. So sometimes God break it down to a point where there's no one there for you to turn to but God. How you think unconditional faith and unconditional self-love and unconditional belief come in? You have nowhere else to turn but God. Nowhere else to turn but God. And God show you that He's there for you. So you know, say, that fear that you had, that you once had, that, oh my gosh, you know, suppose don't matter anymore, because you know that God is here for you and God will always be there for you. So there are certain fears that other people may have that you don't carry anymore. How can you hurt someone who have stood by themselves without another human being to lean on? How can you hurt that person who has been broken down and rebuilt from scratch? A person who, no matter what they go through, they love harder. They don't hate nobody, they don't resent nobody, they don't wish nobody no bad. How can you hurt that person? You can't hurt that person. Those days of you being able to affect a person like that, who has walked through fire, barefoot, you can't hurt that person. There's nothing you can do to hurt that person. That person is obviously protected by God. You know, so some of you might be dealing with that now, where you feel like, what is going on? Like, nothing is going my way. Usually, and I'm telling you this, when you see everything break down to the foundation, that is right before the blessing. Right before the blessing. And when me tell you, when God starts, you know, with the blessing, because you're getting blessed throughout your life, even times when you don't even see them, because you're so busy complaining what you don't have and what you would love to have and you don't have. Yet still, you're being blessed. You have a place to stay. You have food in your fridge. You have a job. You have, let's break it down to basic. You have life. God bless you with life. But because you're so busy looking at all that you don't have, you don't realize how much you are blessed. But then when the full breakdown come, and you break down, or when I say you break down, you know, to the foundation of your entire being, and you only have God to depend on, and God come through for you. And let me tell you, it's when God come through for you, Him come through. The blessings just rolling in. Doors that didn't exist, God create and God walk you through. People appear in your life that truly, truly appreciate you, see your value, your worth, and willing to foster it in the way that they can. You have people in your life, a soul tribe that actually shows care genuinely, not transactional. It's not a transactional thing, but truly care. And all this, when you're going through that transformation stage, is like, will this ever end? Like, what is going on here? What is going on here? Is for God to know. And you will find out when it's your time to find out through God. But I'll tell you this though, don't give up. Because the toughest times come right before the blessings. And I know you may hear this before, but I'm telling you, things that you never even imagined would be possible in your life comes true. Things that you can't even explain how that happened. You don't have to explain it. It's God. God showering you with blessings, abundance, and prosperity. Keep your heart clean. Keep your thoughts clean. Don't wish anyone anything negative. No matter what them do, God see everything. If you're praying, pray for them clarity. Pray for God's guidance for them. Don't wish anybody anything negative. You don't want to do that. Okay? You really don't want to do that. I know it's not easy to pray for guidance and to forgive those who have crossed you. But guess what? How much time we cross God? How much times we do things that we know we're not supposed to do? And have the nerve after we do it. And know so we're not supposed to do it, go to God and say, my Father, yes, me again. Yeah, I'm God. I know I wasn't supposed to do it, but I do it. And God have mercy and grace on us. God shower us with his grace and mercy. So what's the golden rule? Treat others how you want to be treated. Simple. You can't go wrong like that. So how we want to be treated by our Creator is how we need to treat each other. Thank you everyone for joining me today. Bless up and see you next time. Bye.